So, Section 14, bail to secure appearance of material witness. When the court is satisfied upon proof or oath that the material witness will not testify when required, it may, upon motions of either party, order the witness to post bail, such as some as may be deemed proper. Upon refusal to post bail, the court shall commit him to prison until he complies or is legally discharged after his testimony has been taken. So, Section 14 or Rule 119 is the Criminal Procedure Code, deals with the provisions of bail to secure the appearance of a material witness. So let's discuss this section in easy to understand manner. So when the court is satisfied based on the proof or oath that a material witness will not testify when required, it has the authority to order the witness to post bail. This bail serve as a guarantee or security to ensure that the witness will appear in court and provide their testimony as necessary. So the court can make these decisions upon the motions of either party involved. In the case, the amount of the bail required will be determined by the court considering the circumstances and the importance of the witness testimony. So the purpose of this provision is to ensure that the crucial witness do not evade their responsibility to testify and to maintain the integrity of trial process. So if the witness refuses to post the required bail, the court may choose to commit the witness to custody until their testimony is given or until they comply with the bail order. It is important to note that the court will only order bail for material witness when there is sufficient evidence or sworn testimony to support the beliefs that the witness will not testify when required. Section 15, examinations of a witness for the prosecution. When it satisfactorily appears that a witness for the prosecution is too sick or infirm to appear at the trial court as directed by the order of the court, or has to leave the Philippines with no definite date of returning. He may forthwith be conditionally examined before the court where the case is pending. Such examinations in the presence of the accused or in his absence after reasonable notice to attend the examinations has been served on him shall be conducted in the same manner as an examinations at the trial. Failure or refusal of the accused to attend the examinations after notice shall be considered as waiver. The statement taken may be admitted in behalf of or against the accused. So when conducting a criminal trial, the prosecution present witness to provide evidence against the accused. However, there are circumstances where a witness may be unable to attend the trial, such as due to illness or being out of the country. So, in such case, Section 15 allows for conditional examinations of this witness. This means that the court can permit the witness to be examined in advance. Before the trial takes place, the purpose of this examination is to ensure that the witness testimony is preserved and can still be presented in court, even if it may cannot be physically attend the trial. So, by conducting a conditional examination, the prosecutions can record the witness testimony and present it as evidence during the trial. This helps to prevent the loss of the importance of testimony and ensure that all relevant evidence is presented even if the witness is unable to testify in person. So in the summary of Section 15 of Rule 119 allows for the conditional examinations of witness for the prosecution, ensuring that their testimony is preserved and can be presented in court even if they cannot attend the trial. Section 16. Trial of several accused. When two or more accused are jointly charged with any offense, They shall be tried jointly unless the court, in its discretions and upon motions of the prosecutor or any accused, orders separate trial for one or more accused. Section 16 of Rule 1019 in the Criminal Procedure Code pertains to the trial of several accused. Here is the concise and complete explanation. During a criminal trial, when the multiple individuals are accused in the same case, Section 16 ensured that their right to a fair trial are upheld. First, right to be present and defend. Each accused person has the right to be present and to personally defend themselves or be represented by legal counsel at very stage at every stage of the proceeding, from arrangement to promulgations of the judgment. This means that the accused individual have opportunity to participate activity in their defense throughout the trial process. Second, mandatory presence and trial for identification purposes. So, the presence of the accused is mandatory during the arrangement, where the charge are formally read, where the charge are formally read to them and they entered their plea. Additionally, the accused may be required to be present during the trial if their presence is necessary for identification purposes. So this ensures that the accused can directly confront. This ensures that the accused can directly confront their witness and evidence presented against them. So the purpose of this section 16 is to safeguard the right of the accused and ensure a fair trial for each individual involved in the case. It guarantees their presence during critical stage of the trial and allow them to actively participate in their defense.